Hi, I'm Philip. I'm going to look at today how to use jquerymobile to create a simple website. Here's an example here where I have two pages and I've inserted a little slider and I have a navigation that goes between the two pages, and that's what I'm going to do now. What we're going to be doing is using the jquerymobile website, and we're going to be using it to download some standard style sheets and JavaScript which are built for mobile devices, and we're going to look at demos in here that explain how to use the code and use the jQuery styles that have been created to make it suitable for mobile devices. So we're looking at version 1.4.2, and we're going to be looking at the demos in here. jquerymobile has a whole range of code and examples to use the functionality with jquerymobile to build your websites. So we're going to start off first of all is looking at a basic page. So we can come down and look at a page. There we go page, and we're going to look at pages, and we're going to look how the basic page is constructed. And the best way of doing this is going in there and getting some code. So what we're going to do is I'm going to select this code and I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it back into Dreamweaver. So switch across to Dreamweaver, and I've got Dreamweaver here open, and I'm going to now paste it into my page. So what I can do here is explain the features of what I have here on this page. What I have first of all is this is signifying that we've got HTML5, and here is the main page, main section HTML goes in. We have a start tag and an end tag. We have a header which has all the data about the page, and we have a body which is where the content for the website goes. So we're going to create a little page here, and the title up here is, we'll call it page. We'll call it Sandpit. So what we now have to do is look at changing the links to the style sheets and the jQuery files, and these enable you to or hold the formatting for jQuery. Now the default here is linking back to the website for both these. Now what I have done here is actually downloaded the files and put them locally, and so here they are here. I've downloaded them and I've created a CSS folder and a JS folder. I've downloaded both of these from the internet, and you can see you can download these from the jQuery mobile website, and you can download the jQuery mobile JavaScript, and you can download the CSS. So I've done that, put them into those folder, and now what I have to do is simply modify the page here to have these links in it. So we're going to insert the links to those style sheets in here. So you have the jQuery style sheet, you have the jQuery JavaScript and jQuery mobile JavaScript. So these enable us to link in with the jQuery mobile documents, which allow us to do all the formatting. So the content goes in here. So if I now switch back and have a look at this page, here it is. There's the content on that page. That's all we can see. So what we're now going to do is add some other content. Now we could add some more content. We can add some content with some tags. We could a header, etc. like that. Now if we save that and switch back, we'll see and refresh it. We'll see that the page here will be refreshed. Here's the header. Now what we're going to do instead of that is we're going to look at some pages in here in jQuery to see how we can take advantage of the jQuery site. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a page. So scroll down a little bit further, we'll see in here a page. There we go, we have a page. So we're going to copy this is the content for a page, and we'll look at some of the div tags that jQuery Builder has built into it. So we're going to paste that in here. We'll just indent it once, we've got the indenting. So what we have in jQuery Builder, we have div tags, and we have these page roles. Now these are built in jQuery, and we have a page, we have a header, we have the main part of the body, and we have a footer. And so that is the basic structure of jQuery Builder. So if I save that and switch back, we should see have a page title, called page title, have a content and footer. Let's have a look at that. So we go back here and we go to the page and we refresh. Here it is. So we have the automatic styles of the layout to look like page, title, content, and footer. And that's the basic structure of it. Starting. So what we have now is a page. Now, if we wanted to another page, we could create a second file and create a second page and link to it. What we're going to do in jquerymobile is actually create a page with a second page within this one page. And what that enables is actually quicker refreshing on a mobile device because the pages download and link between and internal pages. Now to do that, we have to give it an ID, and this enables us to identify the page we want to work on. So let's call this page equals, and we'll do it 1. It's going to be page 1, and there's page 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the same content for a page. I'm going to copy it, I'm going to go down the bottom, and I'm going to paste it. So what we're now going to do is we have page 1 ID. What we're now going to have is page 2 ID. So let's look at something slightly different between the two. Let's call this page 1, and let's call this page 2. So we'll do the page content of page 1 content, and we'll call this down here page 2 content. There's page 2 content. We'll save that, and we'll switch back to our page, and let's see if it refreshes. So F5. So we don't see anything different there. Here's our page 1 content, and we actually don't see the page 2 content. So we have to try and work out and how to do that. So what we have to do is we have to create a link to go to page 2. So what we're going to do in here in the content of the main part, we're going to add a link. And we'll just do a link. A link in HTML is a href. And what we're going to do is we have to create a link to this page. Now if you go back to the jQuery mobile and look at the pages, you can see in here how they create those links. And so you can do a basic link like this, href. Now here the hashtag means you're linking to an ID within that page. So what we're going to do is switch back. So we're going to hashtag, and we called our other page ID 2. So we're going to link to that. What we then have to do is we then have to give it a name. So we go to page 2 that we're going to link to, and then we're going to finish that. So where we have it. So let's save that. Now what that should do is create a hyperlink to link to the second page, and it should be called page 2. So we come back in here, we look at our one, we refresh it, and there it is. There's our hyperlink. We click on that, and there it goes to page 2. Last thing we're going to do now is add maybe a back button or hyperlink back, and maybe start adding some other elements of HTML5 jquerymobile. Alright, the last thing we're going to do now is two things. One is we want to add navigation to the second page. And what we can do is actually insert it inside the header. And when we do that, the jQuery will automatically change how it appears to actually make it as a button. So what we're going to do is we just add a typical hyperlink, which is a reference. It is, and we have to link back to the page 1, which we called it page 1. So that there's a hashtag because we're referencing an internal page, and we're now going to finish that off, and we'll call that back. I'm going to put back in there. So we're back, and we're going to close that link off. And there we have it. So what we now do is, because we've inserted that in the header, when we switch back in here and we refresh this page, what you'll see is it's automatically put it as a button. So we click on that, we go to page 1. Click on this hyperlink, we go to page 2. Now the last thing you can do is you can start playing around with all the other elements you can use in jQuery, such as forms and buttons and sliders. And so, for an example, you could come in here, have a button, and grab the code and insert it. Or let's do a little one with a slider. So we can look at the source code of a slider. And there's the source code. And we simply select this code and copy it, switch back to our page, and let's insert it in the main part of page 2. And hit paste. So we've inserted that in there. If we hit save, and let's go back and see if this works, we go back to our page, page 2, hit F5 for refresh. There we go, and there's our slider. So what you now start doing is playing around and simply copying and pasting code from jQuerymobile and playing around with how it goes. That's the end of the instructions to jQuerymobile, and good luck with it.